I put it up on YouTube after, but it'll be on Facebook too.
Okay, so it's not live on, so to be live on Facebook, so people will just go to your Facebook page.
Oh yeah, we're going live now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going live. We're going live right now.
Okay, believe it.
Wait, here we go. And it is now live. Yep, it's live on Facebook here.
What the world has been waiting for, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Pick a number between 1 and 37.
Oh, let's go with 29, which is the age I've been for the last 5 years.
I love it. It's like I say every year, I'm like, I'm 29 again.
Yes.
24 years in a row, my friend.
It's science.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 30. This comes from our friend Michelle Gilliam.
Michelle.
Big fan. And her suggestion is French toast.
That's fair.
That's fair. Thanks, Michelle. All right, French toast.
You're not sharing.
Oh, sorry. You could have some. It's real good. If you want some, I'll cut you half. There's four. Well, there's 3 3/4 pieces now. So that's 1 and 3 and 3. What's 3 3/4 divided by 2? That's 1. It's 1 and.
What did mom say about you throwing math at me when it's time to share?
She said, "Don't throw math because whenever I throw math at you, it gets you in your head. So I won't throw math. I'm going to just put half on your plate, and then I'm going to put. I'm just going to put some on your plate. I'm going to put some on your plate.
Okay, because I don't like math. I don't like numbers.
Math is stupid. Can we be honest? Math sucks. I'm not a fan of it either.
I guess this is a good time to tell you. You're my favorite older brother.
Yeah.
You're my only older brother, but
fair. That's fair.
Math is a construct.
Oh, okay.
Math is a construct. It doesn't exist at all.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just need a minute to take that in.
Yeah, I figured you would. While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and just take the.
Yeah. Here, take the plate. Take the plate.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't be in the mood.
Man, that's gonna that throws my whole world upside down.
Yeah, it's tough stuff. It's tough stuff to deal with. But I found, could you pass the peanut butter?
Yeah, there you go.
But I found that once you realize that math doesn't like really exist, you know. You got some extra honey over there?
Yeah. It's Majorca honey. Why you're saying it's a construct in our minds? Yeah.
So actually, mom and dad told me.
Yeah.
You know, you're older, which is weird. I guess maybe they trusted me more because you kind of look a little. You got the shifty look. You look.
I'm shady. You don't have to put. I mean, don't be polite here. We're family. I'm shady. I know. Speaking of which, when you're done with this, I got a great opportunity for you. It's just I need a little bit of money, and it's going to come back big time. But yeah.
We did that. Is this about the ostrich farm in New York?
It's big. It's a big thing that's happening. It's the last fowl that honestly that and people are really getting into it. And so I got a guy. And I just need $5,000, and you can get on the ground floor. It's an ostrich farm that's on layers, so you're literally getting in the ground floor of the ostrich farm.
Okay, so it's a couple of issues with that.
Okay, yeah.
Remember, I'm vegetarian.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
On the holidays that have the good meats.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Arbor Day. The meat holidays.
The top 3 meat holidays in order. Absolutely.
Yeah. if I give you money for this venture,
Yeah.
it's gonna go back to math again. Right? And math doesn't exist, even if it's one of your Ponzi schemes.
So if math doesn't exist and it's a construct, then I guess technically you could have already given me the money. So I guess technically I owe you a return on your investment that you've. Okay. All right. Well, I can't argue with that. How's the French toast, by the way?
No, it's good. Right? I got it's sticking a little bit.
Yeah. It's fresh squeezed. It's fresh squeezed from an orange juice farm. I know you don't want anything fresh at all. You don't want anything squeezed, nothing squeezed. I know you say squeezed takes the flavor out of food. I know this in drinks. I know you say that.
But you gave me fresh juice when I preferred from a can, frozen.
I know. As I gave it to you, I was like, I am just not doing well today. Can I be honest with you?
For a change, yeah.
Yeah, for a change, 100%. Honest, swearing a Bible right now. I'm being honest with you right now. And this is, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to, again, I don't want to talk about math. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to, I know I've done some wiggle room with my numbers before, but I'm going to be honest with you right now. I'm going to be completely honest. No BS. And you're the first one I'm going to tell. And by the way, I'm older by 6 minutes. All right. By the way, I just wanted to say, by the way, it's 6 minutes, but I want you to be the first to know.
That's a lot of time. A lot happens in 6 minutes.
I know. And I know you say time is a construct, and I agree with that.
It is, because it's a lot with numbers.
After this ostrich farm hits, I'm making a promise to you. I'm going straight. I'm giving up all my shifty ways. This is the last time I'm going to, well, actually now I owe you money, but this is the last time I'm going to pay you your money. And after this, I'm going completely legit. And I wanted you to be the first to know, because I want you to be my accountability buddy to hold me to it.
Okay. This sounds familiar, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yes, completely.
Because you said the same thing when you tried to sell me that bridge.
Oh yeah,
the Golden Gate one.
Yeah. It's still for sale. Have you changed your mind?
I would love to own a Golden Gate Bridge, but you don't have the rights to sell me that
yet.
And I believed you
because I don't yet.
Right, but you're my older brother by 6 minutes.
Not to bring math into it, but 6 minutes. Yep.
Right. If math existed, that would be the unit of number in mathematical isms.
Yes.
You would use.
Yes.
I went around, I got t-shirts printed saying I'm the owner of the new Golden Bridge, and I showed up. They didn't even know what I was talking about. You embarrassed me.
Do you know why?
Michael, you embarrassed me.
Can I tell you why? Because ownership is a construct as well. It doesn't exist. Ownership, think about it. How can you own something? It doesn't belong to you. It's a construct. And that's what I just need a few more minutes. All right. I just need some more time. It's not mine yet, but as soon as I get it, then I'm giving, think about it. As soon as I get the ownership of that Golden Gate Bridge, and then I'm giving it right to you. You don't have to wait for it. It's going to be like, who's owning the bridge right now? And it's like, Michelle owns the bridge right now. And it's right away. It's like, we are skipping a lot of moving parts right now. And this is it. I promise this is the last, this is it. This is it for me. I'm going straight.
I want to put my fork down so you know I'm serious.
Whoa. I got to get my serious hat on.
Yes, in this family, we only have serious conversations when we put down all utensils and wear our serious hats. I'll wear mine as well, just so you won't be alone.
Okay. Yeah.
This is, I know I invited you here as a brunch,
Yeah.
Fraternal twin brunch.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, like we always do.
Yeah.
But mom and dad are worried.
Fraternal Twin Brunch Tuesdays, FTBT. I mean, that's our thing.
Yep. This is an intervention. But mom and dad, they didn't care enough to actually show up. So it's just me intervening you.
A solo vention.
Yeah. They were busy. The Circle just came out on Netflix and I want to binge that to see, it is a good show.
It makes sense. It makes complete sense. It's a really good show. Underrated.
It very much is. And they have different versions in different languages, but we don't speak multiple languages because, mom and dad didn't think we should be able to communicate outside of the Americas.
So. Keep it inside Americas. Yeah.
Inside the Americas. Can we go back to the first time, your first major scam?
The very first one?
The very first scam.
Yeah, when I made you do the paper route?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the first major one was, and if we're being completely honest, I know you put the fork down. We've got the honesty on.
Yeah.
You were, I should say this right now. You were actually born first. That's a load off my chest.
I felt like I was older.
You're the older one. And I scammed mom and dad. I scammed everybody into thinking, wow, I feel better.
But how did you fool the doctors?
I know a guy.
At birth, you knew a guy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you're so connected, Michael.
I knew a guy at birth. I'm just saying, I knew a guy. Wow. I feel better. I've been carrying that burden around we've been carrying around 29 years and wow.
I feel worse.
That makes sense. The universe evening out. That's what it is. The universe evening out.
So all this time that I'm running around like, oh, I'm the baby of the family.
Yeah. Not good. It was not good. I'll see myself out.
If you could, that'd be
scene. First off, are you kidding me? You had that hat right there.
Yes. Who doesn't have a gold lame?
Thank you. Thank you. So now you and I had never met before.
No. And then if you need me to say that in a court of law, let me know. I've been binge watching The Practice. So I need an affidavit saying I have not met.
We have never met.
Never.
But it shows you, and one thing about this, the pandemic, one golden spot for improvisers is you can meet somebody and then right away just get into a scene and not have to worry about where you are geographically or how you meet. You could just meet someone and then just go. And for me, I think that's one of the benefits of this pandemic is we're able to connect. Whereas we might have at some point, I feel like we probably would have run into each other at some point. It just made it easier to do it this way.
For sure. And actually, and I don't want to thank a pandemic because it sounds so
thank gosh for that pain and misery.
Thank you. Oh, it's like the plague, but with the internet. No, most likely there are a lot of different moving parts that even got me to this place. My kitchen, but theoretically speaking, in the improv world, I was actually laid off due to a merger from a company I was at for over 15 years.
What?
Yeah, and I had just started conservatory. We did at Second City. We did one in-person class. Then it was pandemic. So finished that online, and I met a group of people. And then it was oh, okay, cool. I don't have a job in a pandemic. That's cool. Cool.
Cool. I got this. Yeah,
no worries. Yeah. Oh, there were some tears, Jay. Oh, there were some mighty tears that have fallen from these eyes.
We can laugh now. But at the time, it was
freaking out. And then my boyfriend Larry, in addition to be a photographer, videographer, all things creative, I was like, hey, if I decide I want to do a show, you want to help me with that? He's like, yeah. So I brought it to my classmates that was in conservatory. I'm like, hey, I want to do something. I want to do some online improv. I got an idea of what it looks like, but I've never done this before. I've only got about at this point, I'm probably at like 2.5 years of like improv under my belt, like outside of just me being
like
silly.
classes. Like you mean classes? Yeah.
Yeah, like legit. I'm doing improv versus I'm just trying to make you laugh, right? That's lifetime, but structured, serious improv. 2.5 years to most likely this month. And I said, hey, I'm doing something. I don't know how I want to set it up. But y'all want to do it with me? And then most of them said, yeah. And it kind of progressed. And then some people weren't able to continue due to personal and professional things that got going on. And I said, well, nobody who doesn't know me isn't going to want to do this with me. And I was like, oh, whatever, I do a casting call. And strangers showed up. I was like, strangers want to be a part of it. I was like, do you know me? So, and a lot of that, the connection was actually like last year in November. And a lot of the groups, specifically Make Improv More Black Improv Alliance, like all these different Facebook groups, networks, I didn't even know even existed prior to, because again, I'm only two years into the improv in general. And I made so many great connections and friends through the internet, through improv, through that I don't think, like I said, if the pandemic or something didn't force it, I don't know if that would even be really possible. So when I get an opportunity, like I was able to go to the Black and Funny Festival in Minnesota in June.
Oh,
and I met some of the people in person, Stephanie, John, Jada. I was like, oh my God, people, you exist.
I know you. I've seen you.
We took pictures showing our legs, like we have food, we have bodies.
So when you meet somebody in person that you've seen online or been friends, isn't it interesting how tall they are?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're taller than I thought, or oh wow, you're not as tall as I thought. Like, it's really interesting to see people outside of that virtual space of to get their who they are. And it's just such a great introduction now. Like, you have that connection. So when you go to those festivals and places, you already have friends in those situations.
Yeah, and it's really, really such a welcoming community. And improv itself, like people who are in the scene, the improv scene, right? They know how therapeutic improv can be, and how, you can have like the crappiest day ever, but you just, even if you're in a jam or whatever, like you get that time to just kind of break away from whatever's going on and get to have fun,
It's
and
huge.
adults get to have fun.
It's huge. It's not, when you become an adult, quote unquote, that is seen as frivolous, right? Where it's like, you're not supposed to have fun. You're supposed to get serious. And like, that's when you need it the most is now. And during this pandemic of like the uncertainty and the anxiety and everything like that, to be able, even if it's like an hour, to have an hour out of your week to connect with people, to laugh, to get that creative juice flowing. It's so huge. And it's been such a godsend during this time of like, you've got that available. Now, you might have been busy doing other things, but at times you're like, oh, I know that that's there and I can get my little fix each week or each day sometimes. Yeah,
it's really good, because it all started from like, I did a stand-up one time. I got in, got out, open mic. It's on internet. It's not hard to find. And I was like, oh, the crowd loved it. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm not going back up until I get some more material. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this drop-in class at Second City. It was like $20. I love a bargain. And after that, and they got a coupon like $75 off $1 million for your classes. I'm like, oh, that's a great deal. 75 off $1 million. Because again, I like a deal. and that's it kind of like rolled into it. So when Facebook show like goes back and shows you like your memories, and it's like it shows me when I was like on stage and I was like nervous to the Second City show, and I look at now where I'm like leading an ensemble for not only online, but now we do in-person shows. We had 2 in-person shows in Chicago Heights, one for the 1-year anniversary and then a follow-up. So most likely we'll probably do one once a quarter to follow the seasons like fall, spring, winter, summer. And then this Sunday we'll be in Atlanta at the All the Last Comedy Festival, where we're nominated for Best Improv Ensemble.
No.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And let's hope I win, because I'm a horrible loser. So,
you know what's really funny is people when they win, they get up there and they say like, "Oh, this award, I'm really humbled."
Yeah.
And no. When you lose, you're humbled. You aren't humbled when you win. When you win, you're full of your ego's full. When you lose, you're humbled. And I'm the same way. I'm like, I want to win. And I think a lot of folks do. And it's like, it's great to be nominated, but you also want to have that, wow, people recognize what I'm doing. People recognize the work I'm doing, and you're doing it. And there are so many improvisers, let's be honest, can be real lazy. And that's the joy of it. It's like, oh, we don't have to learn lines. We just kind of show up.
That is what brought me into this game. And it was work. I was like, you filthy bastard. I thought I could just show up and do some funny stuff.
Because you're in a position that I believe this. You're a leader because that's a role that needs to be filled, and you're good at doing it. Now, not saying that it's what we always want to do. We want to just be asked, and we want people to take care of that for us. But there are people who go like you, who say, okay, I'm going to do it. Nobody's doing it. I'm going to do it. And then it turns into something. So I believe that you are in with improv. There's a lot of laziness. And I was early on, I'm like, I just want somebody to ask me to do stuff. And then I was like, well, somebody has to be the one organizing it. And it's not that artists want to do it. We don't want to do that. We just want to play, but some are good at others and some will follow folks. And you're setting up something that people are following, and people you don't even know are showing up for these auditions and getting a part of it. And I mean, that's a great testament.
And then the people, like everyone has been a part of it. Everyone has been great. Like, and it's always a good, like, no matter, who's coming in, coming out, the different set, it's always a good chemistry. Like everybody out, everyone's always very respectful of each other, but we still have a very much like a family vibe. We're going to make fun of you. Like, it's this whole debate about sweet pickles versus dill pickles, blue cheese, sweet pickles for the record, and blue cheese for the record.
Thank you.
This penicillin.
Thank you. Blue cheese. Come on. Thank you.
Yes. So things like that, but it's just really good to be part of a community, and to kind of lead the lead the group and just see how far things can go, because literally it just started with like, hey, I'm gonna do this show and let's see what happens after that. And so now we're getting the opportunity to do festivals, put on our own shows where people are physically coming out and want to see us again. And then, being part of other online shows, people reaching out to us. So I'm like, oh, okay, you guys see us. And it's really fun to be a part of the process. It's stressful, of course, because whenever you do something that you're not used to doing. Yeah. But the people, like, it's a short form show where we do a halftime sketch in the middle. The sketch, the editing, like I said, Larry Streeter of Kidless Media does all the editing and all this cool stuff, and does all the tech stuff. And sometimes he's in front of the camera. But all that plays a part into kind of making what this Improv Baby is about.
Now, can I tell you something about short form?
Yeah.
I fucking love short form improv. I love it. I think it's so fun to do. I think the audiences eat it up. They get it. They understand it. Everybody leaves those shows having a good time. And for me, I'm one of these people. It's like, no, it's about the audience. We asked them to come out. We asked them to have input in our shows. So let's connect with them. So like, I am a big fan of that. And watching a short form show, even if you do a game that doesn't quite work, you're on to the next one really quickly. And the audiences forget that. So I'm always a fan of short form. And I think people sometimes in this community of improv knock short form because they don't know how to do it or they're scared to do it. And so they want to be snobs. And it's like, no. Short form, any of your long form springs from short form games. It's just a longer version of it. So I'll take a person who can do a short form game. I'll play a show with them because I know they'll make quick, like what we had here. I knew you had short form training and you were good at it because it's like quick, let's get to it and let's not mess around. What's the thing? Absolutely. And you're incorporating and rolling the yes into it. So like I'm a huge fan of short form, and I've been for 30 years now. I like all improv, but short form really forces you to get to it.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point when you said it's about the audience, because especially if you have people who aren't used to improv. So the last couple of in-person shows we did, primarily audiences who were not exposed to improv at all. Except for like maybe a few here and there, but everybody from what the tape seen, they enjoyed it, they laughed, they wanted to see it again. We got it on tape. People enjoyed it. So it's because people are able to follow along, and like you said, the short form, the game, sometimes long form, depending on the level, people can't follow it. But if you have people who aren't familiar or comfortable with improv, then it's like, okay, you want to introduce it to them in small bits. And even our last in-person show last month, it was followed by a jam. So the jam was not televised, but we had people actually from the audience doing different games. We did about an hour and everybody enjoyed it. People who had no experience, some with previous experience, but people never been able to do it and they were having a fun time and they were figuring it out. And even if they didn't follow the game right, it was still fun. And I think that's the part of it. It's just about having fun.
Yes.
And respectful. And eventually, will it be funny? Probably somebody's going to do something funny, but if not, at least you have fun doing it.
Well, and it's the games that's your safety net. That's what, like, the games have been proven. Like, you just play that game and there's devices built in to bring the humor. And it's interesting. You say, well, I've been doing it 2.5 years, but you've been doing, and you said it, you've been doing it your whole life. We just didn't know early on. You didn't realize, oh, there's a thing. It's called improv. It was just doing bits with your friends and cracking each other up and like being silly and saying like, oh, watch me do this thing. And my friend laughed at that. I'll keep doing it. So we know how to do this. And it just is, now there's a terminology of like, oh, okay, we're calling it improv, but you've been doing it your whole life. And now it's a place where you've gone from kind of it sounds like in a career to this second phase of your career. And you're going to rely on all that stuff up to this point to then use because one thing we need is artists don't always know how to run a business. We just don't know the understandings of it. And now you've got some of that experience to move forward. And there are no longer those theaters that are the gatekeepers. You can create your own thing like you're doing now and bring it to places where people are starved for entertainment and for come out and make me laugh. And so the timing could not be better. Yeah.
And it's crazy how everything kind of like you said, works together. Like when everything else happened that was seemingly devastating or upsetting, it was all kind of set up for something.
Yeah.
You never want to hear that. Like, everything happens for a reason. That's like the worst thing to say when stuff is happening. But like after, it's like, oh yes, that did happen for a reason. That was a mighty fine reason in which it occurred. I am totally on board with that. Like,
I got an arrow shot in my neck. Somebody walks by. Everything happens for a reason, but I'm dying. There's a reason.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. You're right. In the moment, sometimes it's not good to remind ourselves, but I think looking back and looking at what we've done to first off, just to survive this global trauma, just the fact that we're alive, we look at it's a global trauma. The fact that you're surviving, the fact that we've gone from, all right, I'm in a rhythm now my job is disrupted. My economics are disrupted. My career, everything is disrupted. What am I going to do? Now you've got a little bit of distance and time, and you say, okay, it was meant to be. I can take a little bit of a silver lining from this dark cloud right now and say, okay, I'm on this new chapter in my life. And so it's definitely perspective has helped.
For sure. And it's funny because it's Improv Baby. I did air quotes like it doesn't exist, but
you're wearing the shirt,
yeah,
sign in the back, and it's like,
if you will, it's Improv Baby. It was a phrase I just came up with it. Like, I was in the middle of a class and I guess something wasn't rolling right, or maybe, something happened. And I'm like, it's Improv Baby. Like, just roll with it, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, I like that saying. And then Larry made me a shirt. So I had the shirt way before I even did anything of like value with it. So I'm just got my own, got a logo on the shirt.
You already got a brand.
Yeah. And then I'm like, wait, maybe I can do something with that. Because I didn't know. So that's literally how It's Improv Baby came, just me being like, hey, roll with it. So the vibe of it is, something's going to happen. You might mess up, life, just roll with it. It's Improv Baby. Just don't let it get to you. Just keep moving forward. And that's the vibe of it. That's what the shows, in general, like you can't stop stuff from happening around you. Roll with it, do the best you can, and don't beat yourself up too much about it.
I mean, that is 100% that life philosophy, right? It's like you have the tools, you'll survive this, roll with it, try not to judge it. And the more you get used to that, the less the unknown becomes scary. And the more it's like, I know I could just roll with it. This is all part of it. Whatever that plan is, this is all part of it. And it's a new chapter in your life. And it's like, okay, how can I look at it as something to look forward to and not be afraid of, because we're all going to come out of it. And it's true. It's improv, baby. Life, you've been improvising we all improvise every second of our lives. We have a plan that never comes to fruition. Never happens. Never. Not once. Where can people, if they want to follow what you're doing on social media, if they want to check out some of your shows, if they want to buy merch, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
So we are on Instagram, Facebook at It's Improv Baby. The website is under construction, but it's improvbaby.com. For merch, either of those messages hit directly through the email, which is It's Improv Baby at Gmail. Instagram, Facebook, myself, I'm Classic Kryzzie, also known as Crystal Kryzzie. I got a whole bunch of names. I'll answer the most. So everything we have is all our upcoming shows, dates, you'll see that. So October 26th, I believe that's the last Tuesday of the month, we have our spooky Halloween show.
Doing it at the Tender Trap? Where are you doing the Tender Trap? You doing Lincoln Mall?
Online.
Okay.
Online, doing Halloween related stuff, which is probably going to be just a bunch of jump scares for like 45 minutes.
Perfect.
And then this Sunday, we'll be in Atlanta at the Roll Call Theater for the All the Last Festival. We're performing at 2 p.m. You can inbox directly if you want information about tickets. So yeah. And then if you ever just want to donate, on Instagram, Facebook, we've got a link tree if you just want to say, hey, I'm going to give you guys money to do stuff, to keep doing stuff. But because improv is a work of, it's a labor of love. It's not very lucrative.
Yep. And love don't pay the rent.
It does not. I tried to write a check for love. It did not get down. So here we are. Bounces. Love bounces. But that is it's not hard to find us. And if you want us to be a part of an online or in-person show, contact us for booking as well, and we can check the availability. And it's not just me. I got a crew of ensemble people ready to entertain you, and they also have nice hats to share.
Well, I'm so happy that we got connected. It was so great. And whether it's online, in person, wherever it is. I can't wait to play with you again. It's been just so much fun. Thank you for taking time out of your day and playing with
No
me.
worries. After work, I just go to Trader Joe's and hang out. So that's it. You say the people at my local Trader Joe's and having to deal with me today.
Take that, Trader Joe's.
No, we like them. No.
No, I mean, take that in a good way. Take that in a good way.
Yes, in a good way. Don't ban me from them.
No, we love Trader Joe's. And thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.